Hi, I'm Tanya from Teach English Online. Some of you may know me from English Challenges. So, here my goal is to help you teach and thrive online. In today's 5-part series, we're going to go over your 4 basic ways of teaching English online. So, in this video, I'll go over the 4 basic ways, and in the other videos, I go more in depth in each way so you can decide which one's best for you. Are you ready? Now, before we begin, let me know in the comments section, do you teach English online currently? Is it something you hope to do? And if so, what's holding you back? Believe me, I totally understand. I used to teach in a classroom, and when I made the shift to teaching online, I had so many doubts. But we'll get into the why you should try it after. So let's give you what you came here for. Now, the 4 basic ways that you can teach online. The first one is doing it all on your own. So if you already have a client base, or maybe you have a big social media following that you can funnel students from, then I would recommend starting with just teaching on Skype. All you really need is Skype and possibly a Gmail if you're using, presentations, or if you like live documents. Those are things that Gmail facilitates. So in this version, it could be video class. However, I will give you a tip. If the student is from a country that has low internet connection, sometimes just switching to audio will facilitate. So this can be a personal preference. Okay, so in addition to doing it on your own with Skype and Gmail, you could also be part of an online platform. Now, by this, I mean platforms like italki, or we have, I'm sure other ones, but none come to mind because I use italki. So with these, think about it like renting a stall in a market. They don't do anything to promote you. This is all about you, but you're presenting yourself in a platform on a website where people are there to pay for classes. So the cool thing is you're exposed to a lot of potential clients, but it's still a lot of work on your end to get attention and get those clients. Now, they do take a percentage of your fee. However, I like to think of it as maybe what you would pay a virtual assistant, or just a small fee, like I said, getting that stall in the market. You get exposure, and they facilitate calendars, which if any of you have dealt with different time zones, you can see where the benefit is. So you don't have to worry about coordinating time zones. You set your availability, and they book the lessons with you. Okay, so you can do it on your own with Skype. You can pay for a platform presence, which will allow you to just be exposed to different people who want to pay for lessons. Another one could be freelancing with a virtual company. Now, the pro with these is you don't have to worry about finding students. So you can work from wherever, you're still on your computer, but you're using platforms from this company. The other pro is that you can decide if you want to work for a company that caters to children or adults. So again, the cool thing about this is a lot of times they offer the materials, so you don't have to do as much. Although I will say this, eventually you might use up all of the content, so you will have to do lesson planning on your own. At least that was my experience. The other thing is the price point. You're kind of stuck at whatever they set, which a lot of these companies offer very reasonable, if not very good, compensation. So this is great for the person who doesn't want to deal with the business end. You're not trying to set up a business. You just want to show up and teach and get paid. Okay, so then the 4th way you could do is you can actually make courses to sell them online. This is cool for the person who doesn't want to commit to the hour to hour. So when you teach online with a student, you have to be there. When you're creating courses, you can create them on your own timetable, and then you sell them. And that way it facilitates what's perceived as passive income. Although in my experience, there's nothing passive about it. It's a lot of work. Now, so those are the pros. The con of this one is, depending on what platform you use, there are a lot of free platforms. So the initial payment or investment is not great, if any at all. However, if you're using the platforms, in my experience, that promote your content, those come at a discount. For example, Udemy. Typically, they sell all their courses at a discount for $10 because that's their shtick. That's what they do. So even if you're selling a course that you've valued, you originally put that it's worth $200, the chances of you selling them at $200 is not very high. But the trade-off is you don't have to promote. They promote in-house. Now, if you have a big social media following or you have a client base, then you can use other platforms, for example, Teachable, where they don't promote anything. They're just the platform for it, but this allows you to charge a higher price point. Okay, so those are your 4 basic options. At this point, you're either feeling really excited or totally overwhelmed, but that's my goal with this channel. Hopefully anything that you're feeling overwhelmed about, I can help you work through it and really understand the logistics. Now, the reasons why, now that I've told you how, the reason why I think you should teach online is because it's awesome. If you're already a full-time teacher, you could teach a couple of classes for supplemental income, either before you go to work, if you're a morning person, which I am not, in the evenings, if you have a family after your kids go to bed, or on the weekends. This is also a good way if you're transitioning from in-person teaching to online teaching. You build your client base so that when you do quit your in-person job, you have some income there, because it does take a while to build up enough for this to be a sustainable full-time. As supplemental income or part-time, it's very cool, very realistic. The other thing is the experience is amazing. You get to teach people that don't have to commute. So you can teach anywhere. My students come from Brazil, from Japan, from Germany. This is a really cool experience that I didn't have. You know, when I was teaching in person, it had to be whoever could be in my proximity. The other thing is, depending on your educational background and your experience, you can kind of determine your own raise. So depending on which option you choose, you know, the possibilities are kind of not endless, but almost, on how you can negotiate your own rates, how you can build your own business if that's your goal. So this gives you the opportunity to make more, because I think a lot of us fall into the noble teacher box, where, do you ever get that when you tell people you're a teacher and they're like, oh, you know, you're so nice, you're obviously overworked and underpaid. And my goal with this channel is to just dispel that. Why can't we be millionaire educators or live very comfortably with the skill set that we have, which is amazing? So this is kind of your opportunity to increase your income and your impact online. You know, you can really make a big difference. So the other thing you might be wondering is, do I need social media? So I'm going to make a few videos about those, because I get that question a lot. So that won't be in this series, but I'll make a series addressing social media and how that can be an amazing asset for you to promote your services or your products. Okay, now that you know the 4 basics, if you want to know more in depth about what each one involves, more than I've told you already, check out the next videos in the series, and feel free to skip around and only watch the ones that you're most interested in. And remember, in the comments, tell me if you're already an online English teacher or if you'd like to be. And any other questions you have. I'm open to making videos to answer your questions. At the end of the day, that's why I'm here. So give me some ideas and I'll make them for you. And as always, have an amazing day. Oh, and this is going to be quite a journey for you. I'll be honest, this has been a life-changing experience for me to start teaching online, and I can't wait to see where you go. Bye.